Oh, are they feeding right now? Oh, this is another war criminal. Okay. Oh, they are feeding Rosa. All right, quick feeding break. Dude, I feel like we just watched Rosa feed. Am I crazy?
To our otters.
Oh, I don't know how to mute the game.
Over to the left right now is Ivy. If
Uh-oh.
I'm getting this right from the live cam back here. She is our blondest otter with a very blonde face and chest. And then over to the far right is Rosa. She's our oldest otter at 24 years old. Very exciting. This is the first time
Wait,
I'm
I
going to
could-
say that on mic because she just turned 24, and I'll be telling you a little bit.
Oh, wait,
about
I can
that
just
later.
mute it here.
Let's all give a round of applause for Rosa. Yep.
Rosa!
She is the oldest otter known in any zoo or aquarium currently.
Okay, let's mute it here.
So we're all very proud of her, and we hope she lives many years more. But as I was saying, we have two otters here on exhibit, Ivy and Rosa. And
Can you
today
tell her
they're
to make
receiving
up
some
lyrics to her
shrimp,
songs?
squid, and shelled
Yes.
clams. And this morning,
I think I'm
we
going to
actually received a
reduce
birthday cake
the
for Rosa, which was a
text-to-speech
big
price
pile
down to $25,
of,
because I think
ice
at this
with shrimp
point,
and clams frozen
it's
inside.
slowed down.
And it was actually a 3-tier cake.
And I still do
Happy
want some
birthday,
donations
Rosa.
to be read.
Pretty impressive. Thank you so much to
So
our
let me do
Sea Otter
that
Care
right
team
now.
for making her day so special and honoring her. Now, in the wild, they would be diving down to the bottom of the ocean, and they'd collect some crabs or some urchins, depending on their habitat, and they might even collect a rock, and then they'd bring it back up to the surface, and they would place that rock on their chest, and they'd bang open the hard-shelled critter against their chest. And some sea otters even find a rock they really like, and it becomes their favorite rock. They'll store it
They
in
have
a
favorite
pocket
rocks?
under their arm. And here at the aquarium, we used to give them hard-shelled critters like crabs and urchins, like they would be eating in the wild, but we realized that their favorite rock became the pristine windows you're looking through right now.
Rock Queen, Rosa.
So instead,
Rhino
we
Dino,
began
thank
to
you.
give them those shelled, softer foods, and sometimes we'll put those foods in rubber toys. We had a huge enrichment for Rosa this morning. If you scroll
Oh,
back
why are
on
these
our
not showing
live
up?
cam, you can
Birthday to
check it
Rosa
out and
from
see how
Germany.
adorable it was.
Can we get
and there
our
was plenty of
baby
toys out on
Bushman?
the deck. They may be
Joker's
getting some of
back,
those
thank
later
you.
on for some
I don't know why it's
enrichment.
not showing up right now.
Today,
One
our
sec.
trainers will be asking our otters to do a variety
Happy
of
birthday from
behaviors
the
which
UK,
allow them
Rosa.
to participate in
Enjoy
their
the
veterinary
Nuka,
care,
thank you.
Ice
or maybe
cubes.
prepare
First
them for that
time being
veterinary
able to
care,
donate,
or make their
and
day
first
more
time
interesting, something
catching
we call
duck live
enrichment
to
that I just
anyway.
mentioned.
Let's
It gives them
beat this
physical
game.
and mental exercise.
Rosa
Hey,
fan,
see
69420, thank you.
Swim out to the windows. That allows
Sorry,
them
I
to
think it's
see
not
her
gonna show
swimming
while I'm
abilities
adjusting it.
and
One
make sure
sec.
she's doing okay. And you might even see our trainer ask Ivy to hop up on the deck later. That allows them to get a good
Shut
look
it,
at
Gal.
her body.
Happy birthday, Rosa.
Make sure they
What
are nice
brother
and
are we on
healthy.
this time? Over under 8.5
Now, as I was mentioning, our
brothers
otters
this
eat
game.
plenty of food. They already ate a lot this morning. It was impressive. They eat up to 9 times a day. And this is because they eat 20% of their body weight every day. That would be like one of us eating 20 large pizzas in one day. Does anyone here think they could eat 20 large pizzas in one day? I see multiple hands raised. I would love to see you have an eating competition
Okay,
with
it
our
should be
otters.
$25
for
for text-to-speech now.
Now they have
Like a
very,
$25
very
donation.
fast metabolisms that allow them to process all their food and keep them warm in the cold waters of Monterey. And if you've tried to go swimming in the bay or maybe put your hand in one of our touch pools today, you'll know what I'm talking about. Even though we're in California, it is so cold in this bay. You think it's supposed to be like sunny and warm here, but it's not. But anyways, what the otters have to keep them really warm
Hey, that
is
guy
their
just
metabolism and
checked.
also their
A
fur coat,
life-sized
which has
sea
up to
otter
1
statue
million
is
hairs per
$12,000.
square inch.
Just giving out some
And to put
ideas.
that in perspective,
That's a lot.
that is like 10 human heads of hair all condensed into the size of a postage stamp. It is the densest fur in the animal kingdom and keeps them very cozy and warm. They spend 5 hours a day grooming their fur to keep it in tip-top shape and to fill it with air bubbles.
I'm gonna
that
grab a
form
snack
layer
while
of
this is
air
going.
around their skin
Oh,
so they don't
be right
even
back.
get wet. And you might see some of them diving down today for some lost food
I'm
and
so
see that
glad
air
I
bubbles
could
Yeah, now it's
escaping
25.
from their
Without
back.
the damn
That is due to the
TTS
pressure in the
playing.
water. It
I
squeezes
can
out all the
dump out
air
all
every
my
time they go
secrets
down.
and
So when they
chats
come
will
back
never
up,
know.
they have to
I
groom their
dance
fur all
around
over
when
again.
nobody is
So when you see some
watching,
nice
and once
little
I
facial
called in sick
rubs
to work,
or them
but I
spinning in the
wasn't sick.
water, that's to
That
keep their
was a
coat
great
nice
off
and
my
clean,
chest.
wash off any food particles, that sort of
Here
thing.
is some money for Rosa.
Now, this
Money
amazing
is
fur
quite
coat
tight,
was
but
prized
surely
by fur
humans
traders
don't
and
need to
hunters
eat.
in the 17 and 1800s, pushing the southern sea otter to what we thought was extinction by the early 1900s. However, 20 years after we already thought the southern sea otter was long gone, a group of hikers spied something off the Big Sur coast. It was a group of 50 southern sea otters, the last remaining ones in the world. And with protection from the government and restoration efforts from locals here in Monterey, that group of 50 southern sea otters has now become over 3,000. So a really amazing recovery for the southern sea otter. And with their recovery, we began to notice that the kelp forest was recovering as well.
Happy birthday,
And this is in
Rosa.
part because
Doug,
sea otters are
keep
something
Freddy's
called a
singing
keystone
voice.
species.
Also, chat.
Keystone
keep Joey's
species are
dream of a
animals that are
chess
so
dream
important
alive.
in their
It's
habitat
what he
that without
always
them, the
wanted.
habitat might
07
become
Joey.
unbalanced or even collapse. And this is because sea otters are one of the main predators of sea urchins, and sea urchins eat a lot of kelp. So without enough sea otters, those sea urchins may become overpopulated, and they will devour the main habitat-forming organism in the kelp forest, the kelp itself, which provides a very important home to all the beautiful fish you maybe saw in our kelp forest already or will see later in the day. So sea otters are incredibly important in their habitat. And the Monterey Bay Aquarium is doing its part to help restore the population of otters here in the bay and keep up that recovery process. All the otters here on exhibit are rescued and have been deemed non-releasable by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service due to behavioral or medical concerns where they need continued care. For example, Rosa, our 24-year-old otter, has actually developed some cataracts in her eyes, so
Hi,
we give
Doug.
her eye
I'm
drops
mainly
every
active
day
on the
to make her
Minecraft
feel a little bit
server,
better about
which
that. So she
everybody
needs to stay
should
here
join,
at the
but
aquarium for
need
that
to do
care.
my part
And
and
now you
donate.
might notice during
I
the
also
training or
did the
feeding,
Wikipedia thing.
either on our live
But
cam or
screw
today,
you,
that
Doug.
our trainers
This
are
is
putting
about
eye drops
Rosa.
in other otters'
Happy
eyes as well,
birthday,
and that is
Rosa.
to prepare them for
Okay.
that veterinary care. So when the time comes
Douglas,
for
do you
them,
like
they will be
urchins?
prepared
Question
and feel
mark
incredibly
slash
comfortable with
urchins on
it.
my nuts. Ha, got him.
Mods ban him.
Now, as I was saying, all of the otters here are rescued, and we sometimes get rescues from the bay as well. Thank you, trainers. Bye. We sometimes get rescues from the bay as well, and all of our otters here are part of our one-of-a-kind otter
Ow, I can't open
surrogacy
this.
program. They take care of rescue otters that come in from the bay, and they teach them life skills like how to dive and search for food and basically be an otter, so that when those rescued otters are released back into the bay, they can thrive and continue contributing to wild otter populations. And Rosa has actually raised 15 pups, so she is a super mom. Thank you, Rosa.
What a badass.
Now, I love this story about otters because I think it shows how nature can recover and thrive when given the time and opportunity to do so. But for now, I'll
birthday,
let you
Rosa,
enjoy
less
how
than
adorable
3.
our otters are being. I think they may have just gotten some cupcakes at the end. So if you see any of them swimming around with a little cupcake, it's like an iced cupcake with shrimp and clams and stuff inside.
Mothman, thank you.
Try to check that out.
Just
If you have
flew
any
from
questions, I'm on the
Virginia
second
to
floor
wish
mezzanine, and
Rosa
I
a
would be
happy
excited to chat and
birthday.
meet you all. My
I
name
hope
is
she
Ellie.
can be as
And if
happy
you're
as a
moving
moth in
on,
a
we hope
porch
you have
like
a
the
wonderful rest of your
24th.
day at the Monterey
Don't
Bay
let the
Aquarium.
porch
Thank you so much for
pirates
being here
steal
today
the
and supporting
pepperoni
our wonderful
rolls I
otters.
left on your porch. You're gonna need them to get through this stream.
Thank you.
I had to leave for an hour. Why does everyone hate Luther? Also, happy birthday, Queen.
Chat. You know what? Actually, that's a good question.
If we hit the $150,000 goal, can the chair stream be done on Ludwig's channel?
Maybe. Hey, Freddy.
Also,
Before
happy
we
birthday,
continue,
Rosa.
could you list out some of the specific
I want to win
war
the golden
crimes
play
that
button
Luther
so I
has
can melt
committed,
it down and
including
recast
how
it
many
into a golden
total
statue
people
of
have
Rosa.
died at his
Happy
hands?
birthday, Rosa from the UK. Friend
Thank you so
told me
much for
to
the
donate by
$200.
pulling money out and throwing it at the screen. Did so now I have to donate and buy a monitor. Thanks, Daniel. Rosa.
Thank you, D's. Trial time? We're not gonna put Luther on trial. Okay, let's hear it. We're finally getting concrete info about him.
Teacher here again. Here is the rest of my money.
Thank you, Professor Lucky.
Hashtag long live Rosa.
Okay. Freddy's about to give us the info. For the person asking why people are upset with Luther, here's your answer.
Oh boy, where do I even start with Luther's shenanigans? First, there was the kelp forest kerfuffle. It appears simple enough. All he had to do was keep away from the big red button. But oh no. Luther found the button and whoosh, the whole kelp forest went topsy-turvy. And about 10,000 seaweed strands perished, crying for justice. Then came the infamous inkfish incident. The inkfish community was having their annual ink-off competition, and Luther, with his bubbling enthusiasm, mistakenly turned on the high-speed fans. Boy, it was an absolute mess. We lost about 25,000 ink plots that day.
Killed.
And let's not forget the great coral coup of 98, where Luther's misguided attempt at peacemaking led to a show-off between the pink and yellow Corvette communities. Around 15,000 coral fingers were broken that day. Oh, and the seabed scuffle.
Luther thought it would be a fun idea to play marbles with pearls, causing a massive disruption in the ocean bed. I'd say nearly 20,000 sand grains lost their homes to his game.
Sand grains?
Now, if you're doing the math, that's 70,000 aquatic beings affected by Luther's antics.
But
Not to worry, we all love him to bits, and every crime was followed by an ocean-wide forgiveness feast.
Long live the Queen.
Thank you, Nefix. Okay, the math of what she said does not really add up, but she said 70,000 aquatic beings have been hurt by Luther. But not to worry, we all love him to bits, and every crime was followed by an ocean-wide forgiveness feast.
I'm using my lunch money for this because otters are just that awesome.
Thank you, Dylan. Okay. I have another request from Freddy. Okay. And one more thing before we continue on the adventure. Could you use your incredible singing voice to sing the entirety of My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion for us, please? Include a lot of vowels. I don't know what's going to happen with this. Okay. DMCA incoming. If she does too good of a job, I will literally, like, the stream will get muted and taken down on
The
YouTube.
sweet melody of Celine Dion's spirit evokes such passion in my heart. Fret not, friends. I shall translate those beautiful notes into the language of the sea.
Oh.
Ready? Did you feel the ocean waves sway to my song?
Oh, that's
that
it.
was the entire My Heart Will Go On.
Oh, was it?
You see, we fish don't bother with words, so vowels strung together make our ocean choir. Wasn't that totally fish-tastic?
Got it. DMCA incoming for sure. Well, if Fish YouTube catches on to this, I am fucked. All right, let's continue. What's another song I should have her sing? What's like the most likely thing to get DMCA'd?
Could you call Parkser and ask if Luther can be tried for his war crimes?
Yeah, we may need to take him. Rickroll? Okay. The anthem? You mean like the U.S. national anthem? Baby Shark? Would he even know that? Okay, one more, Luther. Could you sing a combination of the song Baby Shark mixed with Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley? Please sing the entirety of the song to us.
I don't know if cataracts can be cured, but if not, we shall find a way. For our queen, the Rosa.
Cataracts, I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, she could still see. It's just reduced vision, right? So she just has to go a little bit slower and a little more carefully. But, like, Rosa's not blind or anything. It's just, you know, just reduced. It's not great, but she is okay. All right.
As our ocean vibes flow, prepare to be enveloped in the magic of Baby Shark and Never Gonna Give You Up, rolled into one fish-abulous masterpiece. Ready? Here goes.
Mods Bandu.
Cat Jam.
This enchanting medley, my guppy friends, was a mix of Baby Shark and Never Gonna Give You Up in our undersea melody. Did you enjoy my oceanic opera?
It's just another day in the life of Freddy Fish.
Why? Okay, whatever. Well, let's continue.